Good afternoon everyone. Today we will discuss three-phase induction motor. The basic working principle of three-phase induction motor is rotating magnetic field. Now what is rotating magnetic field? Is the field whose amplitude is constant and axis is continuously rotating in a plane. Meaning is that if we have one horseshoe magnet with the N pole and S pole, okay, and these are the magnetic lines of forces representing magnetic field. If we rotate this magnet in a clockwise direction, then what type of field will generate? That field is called as rotating magnetic field. The field whose amplitude is constant, because poles are constant, pole strengths are constant, but whose axis is continuously rotating in a plane. Now this rotating magnetic field can also be produced with the help of balanced three-phase winding, okay, by providing or by giving balanced three-phase supply to the three-phase winding, either connected in star or in delta. So three-phase winding we are connected in either in the form of star and in a delta. So in a star and delta fashion, R phase is displaced from Y phase by 120 degree, Y phase is displaced from B phase by 120 degree, and B phase is displaced from R phase by 120 degree. Okay, so if we are giving balanced three-phase supply to a stator of an induction motor connected in a star fashion, then we can produce rotating magnetic field. How we are producing that rotating magnetic field, that we will discuss now. Okay, so whenever we are giving this supply, the current IR, IY and IB start flowing through a respective phases R, Y and B. Now because of this IR, the flux phi R will produced in the phase R, because any current carrying conductor will produce magnetic field. Then similarly, because of this IY, the flux phi Y will produced in a phase Y, and because of this IB, the flux phi B will produce in a phase B. So we have in all three fluxes, phi R, phi Y and phi B in the system. Okay, so the total flux phi T is the interaction of phi R, phi Y and phi B. Okay, and we are interested to find out this phi T. The nature of phi T should be like whose amplitude is constant and axis is continuously rotating in a plane. Okay, now we are considering R as a reference. Okay, if we consider this phase sequence R, Y, B, then we consider R as a reference phase. Now we have to write down the phasor equations for this R, Y and B. So we know that how to write this. Phi R is equals to phi m. Phi m is the maximum amplitude of a flux. Phi m sine omega t. Now this omega t you can replace with the theta. So this equation will become phi m sine theta. Give your equation number 1. Now similarly write down for phi y. Now phi y again maximum magnitude is phi m. Then sine of, we replace omega t directly with the theta over here. So theta now minus 120. Now why this minus 120? Because this y phase is lagging a r phase by 120 degree. So this y phase is lagging, so this sign minus come here, and how many degree? 120 degree. So the equation becomes phi y is equals to phi m sine theta minus 120. Give your equation number 2. Similarly for phi b, again for phi b, phi m sine theta. Now this phi b lags to r by 240. This 120 plus 120, so total is 240. So that's why this phi m sine theta minus 240. Give your equation number 3. So now we have three flux equations, phi r, phi y and phi b, and addition of this 3, the vector addition of this 3 will give us the phi t. Okay, and we have to discuss the nature of phi t, whether phi t is having constant amplitude and whose axis is continuously rotating or not. Okay, so we'll draw the phasor diagram. Now how to draw a phasor diagram or phasor representation of three fluxes with assumed positive directions. So we are considering r as a reference. Okay, so draw phi r like this. By taking r as a reference, your phi r will be like this with the x-axis. Then after this phi r, y is lagging to 120 degree. So y is lagging like this with the 120 degree. This is phi y. How much this angle is? 120 degree. And then after y, b is 120 degree lagging. So b is somewhere like this here. B. So this is phi b. So this is the phasor diagram of three phases, phi r, phi y and phi b with the assumed positive direction. Now if we have a phi r positive, then it is okay. But if we have a phi r negative, then we have to extend this into opposite direction. Similarly, if we have phi y negative, we have to extend it into negative direction or opposite direction. And then phi b negative, we have to extend it in downward direction. Okay, so this is the phasor diagram of all the three phases with the assumed positive direction. Now we'll draw a waveform, three-phase waveform. Three-phase waveform. Now to draw a three-phase waveform, like this. You have to take 3 lines up and 3 lines down. Okay, so your diagram will be in proportion. Like this marking you have to made. So this is 0, omega t, this is flux. Now we are started with the phi r. So we are considered phi r as a reference flux. So phi r should start with the 0. Now half cycle is having 180 degree rotation. Okay, so we consider here it is 180. Okay, and then here this waveform will complete to 360 degree. Now divide this 180 part into 3 portion, 1, 2 and 3. So this is 60, this is 120, then after 180 here it will be 240, 300, 360, after 360 it will be 420, it will be 420, then 480, then 540, like this. Okay, now start this waveform of a phi r from the 0. It will go to the highest at this middle.